let's look at how you, Barack, are taught in some of our colleges. If I look at some of the anthology, it seems as if it's some of the same poems that are always in the anthologies.
Right.
Pretty much it's your early work,
Sure.
not your work from, like, say, Hard Facts or
No.
some of your later books. Is that a problem that you face in terms of
Absolutely.
representation of your
Because
work?
those people then, as I say, they can define what you are to read. They can say what is fit for the youth to know. See, and it's only with great effort that young people can break out of that mold. And I think that the writers have to help, rather than willingly shuffling off into the little greasy imperialist traps that they have to begin to create more of an alternative network.
The Black Arts Movement was a point in time when African Americans alike came together to create a voice, one that empowered anyone of Black origin. After recognizing the struggles Black people went through during the 1950s, this short but revolutionary movement was started and founded by none other than Imamu Amari Baraka, formerly known as Everett Leroy Jones, as he converted to Islam years into his career and changed his name, something we'll get into later. October 7, 1934, Amari grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and proceeded to achieve a BA in English at Howard University in Washington, D.C. He's considered to be the founder of the movement due to his decision to create the Black Arts Repertory Theater in Harlem, which was created shortly after the death of revolutionary activist Malcolm X. He also converted to Islam due to his love for Malcolm X, again, who had become an Orthodox Muslim. As a poet, playwright, activist, and educator himself, he of course had poems he wrote, some of which were even considered controversial. Let's take, for example, Somebody Blew Up America. The topics of this poem are graphic, but they highlight his anti-capitalistic ideas, a sentiment that many Black people both in the past and present confided with. In the poem, he also uses the repetition of the word who. This is said to represent owls. In mythological beliefs, owls can symbolize distress, danger, things of the like. He uses this to emphasize the question, who is a real terrorist, the Arabs or the American governmental entity? As for why this poem was quote-unquote canceled, many theorize that the poem was anti-Semitic, that it was hate towards Jewish people, although he makes it a point to list the names of said oppressed Jewish people. Unfortunately, this poem got his title as state poet removed. Bringing a more positive tone to this video, let's talk about different types of nationalists during this era. First are revolutionary nationalists, people who believe the best way to bring about change is a revolution against the established order. During the 1960s, this specific group of people were a part of the Black Panther Party. Some people who fall into this category are Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton, the founders. They decided to use the panther as their mascot because it was the same mascot used by the Lowndes County Freedom Organization, an independent Black political party in Alabama. Then there's cultural nationalists. These people found a way to express themselves past funky music and big afros. After they found better ways to express themselves, they realized that when one truly embraces their heritage is when they embrace who they were, and actively separating themselves from the white community. There were many genres and styles within the movement: jazz, folklore, radical experimentation, poetry, novels, visual arts, theaters, you name it. Additionally, these different forms were used to express different interpretations of the matter at hand, exploring ways to come across these ideas using music and writing.
Ntozake Shange
was a powerful woman, often using plays, music, and abstract concepts, also known as a choreo poem, to highlight unfortunate realities among women of color. Thelonious Monk, the person playing in the background, is an influential jazz musician, another inspirational figure within the Black Arts Movement who, if you couldn't tell already, wrote music within this time period. He might not have had certain messages in his music, but he was an avid participant within the movement. I mean, who knows? While people were performing poems and writing plays, he might have been jamming out in the background. The Black Arts Movement was surely one to remember. Although it might not be widely known or recognized, it will never hurt to know just a little more. Making this video has helped me realize how much we need to stand up for ourselves and embrace our individuality. Hopefully you too can reciprocate the feeling of empowerment that making this video brought me.